This is ANN News Brief.
Mozambique has begun second phase easing of COVID-19 restrictive measures earlier imposed to limit coronavirus spread. Under the country's latest state of emergency, cinemas, casinos, theaters and other facilities have been allowed to resume operations from Tuesday under a required safety measure, including frequent disinfection of premises and equipment. The government also requires all customers to wear face masks and wash their hands. Religious gatherings of up to 50 persons are also allowed, but that too has faced hiccups, like the first phase that included reopening of face-to-face classes in higher educational institutions. Some institutions have not been able to meet the requirement or the permission has been suspended. Reopening in the education sector has seen some students testing positive for coronavirus. The coronavirus recovery rate is giving hope to people in Zimbabwe. Recoveries in the country is said to be up to 80%. Some who have had to live through the virus are now sharing their story. A man, Benson Makoni, who had missed his mother's burial as he was in isolation fighting the coronavirus, visited her grave to pay his last respects more than 14 days after his mother's burial. The woman was one of nearly 200 persons who have succumbed to COVID-19 in Zimbabwe. Benson and his wife are among the more than 5,000 or 6,000 persons who have recovered from the pandemic in the country so far.
We're focusing on recovering. That was the main focus for me and my little brother, because it was me and him taking care of 3 people. We did not allow ourselves to think about how big the situation was. All I wanted was to see my father and my mother walking, recovering, and, saying that they are fine.
They might have won the fight against the coronavirus, but outside they still face another battle: stigma, anxiety, and constant fear that another family member might succumb to the virus. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
The government of the Democratic Republic of the Congo is clamping down on unregulated port operating illegally. The commercial company for transport and port had been created to run several ports on DRC's shores for decades, but authorities say the body created to run them has no control over many ports that now operate outside the regulations. The government admits that many years of weak leadership has allowed criminals to control ports and block state security and customs inspections. They now want order to return that will enhance international trade in the region. The country, the largest in sub-Saharan Africa, is separated from Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda and Tanzania in the east by several lakes, but it also has a coastline on the Atlantic in the west. In recent years, authorities in Angola, Rwanda and Uganda have clashed with Congolese fishermen and smugglers who take advantage of the lack of maritime security. That is ANN News Brief at 10. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Ademi.